Greetings, everyone. This is Roxanne McDonald coming to you from Epic Health Now. And it's a Saturday morning, and I'm standing at one of my favorite running trails here in the View Park area of Los Angeles. Kind of a combination of scenery, of park scenery, and city scenery. So I come here often to get my exercise going and to, gather my thoughts and get peace of mind and energy both. So I want to share with you a little bit about the gut and about what's known as leaky gut syndrome. Not something that we want to have, yet so many people actually do have it. And what leaky gut syndrome is, if you would imagine like what's going on down in your stomach, in your colon. There's a stomach, there's an upper colon, lower colon, where the processing of food takes place. What happens with leaky gut is, if you would imagine, like the walls of your intestines are supposed to be tight, very tight knit, say like that, like my hand is. And often due to, it could be the foods that we eat, it could be stress, different factors cause the tightness to become loose. So if you can imagine something supposed to be tight and then it becomes loose, well then food particles fall through those gaps. And instead of going through the process into your esophagus and your stomach, then your upper colon, your lower colon, and down your rectum to be eliminated, they get into your bloodstream. And so these particles that are now in your bloodstream, the rest of your body looks at it as the enemy, like as a foreigner, as a toxin, a bad bacteria. So it attacks it. So that's where when you hear of the different autoimmune diseases that are taking place, it's one part of your body attacking the other part of your body, thinking that it's an invader, which I guess technically speaking it is, because it's not supposed to be. These food particles are not supposed to be in your bloodstream. They're supposed to go through that process and be eliminated. And so leaky gut can cause all kinds of issues, from different autoimmune, like I was saying. You hear of lupus, you hear of Hashimoto's. It can even exacerbate and autism, state of being. And so it's something that you really want to be critical of and mindful of. And there's an overall inflammation that's taking place in the system that is not supposed to take place. And the thing of it is that we feel this. Whether we know exactly what it is or not, we can feel these things going on. They affect our mood. They affect our energy level. There's a chronic fatigue syndrome that, happens with this, also. So there's a couple of things here that can help that can help the leaky gut. One is, and I know a great number of people may not like it, is you really need to get to the point where you eliminate fast foods from your diet. And I know that that's hard because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. The ads are everywhere. The smells. And believe me, the smells are really kind of artificial, because when you think of all the things that are in fast foods, which is a good number of chemicals, and part of those chemicals produce smells that are enticing. So they get into our brain, they cause like an addictive feeling, and it causes that cycle of the continuation of eating fast food. So I know it might be something that could be really hard. So if you're eating fast foods often, maybe like every day or 5 days a week, I would encourage you to dwindle it down to 2 days a week, because the body has such a difficult time digesting the chemicals that are in these foods. A lot of it's not even really foods, and that's what can cause the leaky gut. Remember, from this to this, and stuff is passing through and getting into your bloodstream, where that's not where you want it to be. And then also when you drink with eating, like a half hour prior to eating, during the time that you're eating and a half hour after you eat, not to drink anything. Because what happens there is that the good acid that's in our body that helps us to digest our food gets diluted when you drink. When you drink, whether it be water or any other type of liquid. So that's a half hour prior to eating, during eating, and a half hour after. Now, if that's something that you're completely not used to, then try 15 minutes. 15 minutes prior to eating, during eating for sure, and then 15 minutes after, and then build to that half hour so that the digestion process can take place naturally and normally, so that we're moving it on. What goes in must come out. We're supposed to do the 2 job 3 to 4 times a day, which is typically how often we eat, or even more. So that's something to think about. Don't want the leaky gut, want that powerful, optimal gut, because so much is affected: our brain, the mood, our skin, more and more. And I'll share more and more about skin, because that's another thing. But just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. If you liked what you heard, if you found value, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Roxanne McDonald, at epichealthnow.com. Have a most epic day, and we'll chat soon.